10 years ago, I had a really hard choice. It's either I lose my house or I lose my job.
In 2007, right before the housing market crashed,
Couldn't afford anything that was closer to our work, so we ended up buying a house about 90 miles away from our current job. 4 years later, 2011, I had my firstborn. And I was still working 90 miles away. I barely got to see my child. I couldn't bear the thought of living another year not seeing him as much as I could. By 2012, I probably talked to 6 different realtors and they all told me to stop paying my mortgage so my lender will entertain me. But I just didn't feel comfortable with that advice, so I kept searching. And thankfully, we found a realtor that told us that if we haven't missed any mortgage payments, then we can qualify for an FHA loan. You're talking to an expert, verify information and verify your sources of information. 2012 was probably when the housing market was at its lowest. The first home that we bought for $375,000, we had to sell it at $167,000. It was a really big loss and it was a really tough time. Our financial struggle didn't end there. 2 months in, we received a letter saying that our property taxes was actually miscalculated. We owed more money that would increase our monthly payment $500 more a month. We just got into the house, we just moved in, we were 2 months in, we were not ready to move out. So we had to just take a step back and say, where can we get this money? How can we make this happen, at least for the next 2 years until we can refinance or get another place? So for 2 years, we've struggled. We're just making enough to pay off our mortgage and all of our necessities. One day I was talking to my coworkers about it, and my friend Lai had mentioned Dave Ramsey to me. I'm not quite fond of the way he invests his money, but when it comes to getting out of debt, he was my go-to guy. He was the one that gave me and my husband motivation to get out of debt. We had to make temporary sacrifices to get us to where we want to be financially. In 2014, right when the housing market was going up, we downsized to a smaller home. We paid off 5 of our credit cards. We got rid of 3 car payments. And it was a hard choice still because we were moving from a bigger place to a smaller place. It took a little bit of getting used to, but we were in a better financial situation. That's pretty much when we started our investing journey. That's when we started saving. That's when we started to look at investments and working towards our kids' future. I don't want my kids to ever go through any financial hardship like we did. I'm thankful that my friend had mentioned Dave Ramsey to me, and I'm thankful that my husband and I and my family had the strength to follow his advice. I wouldn't recommend Dave Ramsey for his investing styles, but I definitely recommend him to motivate you to get out of debt. What I thought was impossible became possible. Years ago, we were in debt, and now we have enough money to actually invest for our future and for our kids' future. And that's a great feeling. I hope that whoever's struggling out there, you can find a way to get by, get help, and motivation to get you out of that situation and into a better financial situation, at least a comfortable life where you can have enough money to invest. One of the things that I really learned from Dave Ramsey is it doesn't matter how much you make, as long as you can live within your means. It's possible to come from a negative net worth to a positive net worth.